Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Locatz. And then for those of you who don't know that I'm Potawatomi, and bonjour is the Potawatomi word for hello. So bonjour. Welcome to Star Nation's Communications from Home. It's Tuesday night, August 1st. Can you believe it? August 1st already. What the heck happened to July? All of a sudden, I knew we were in mid-June. What happened to July? I don't know. It went so fast, so fast. But welcome to the show. And tonight's show is really going to be interesting and fun because I have two people with me that I've known. Well, I've known one of them all of her life, literally all of her life. And the other one I've known for 39 years. I can't believe that. 39 years. It's a long time. Okay. And for those of us that are on right now, if you could do me a favor, because, it's summertime and people kind of get busy and they want to join the show and listen and join into the chat, but sometimes they forget and they run over on time and whatever they're doing. So if you could do me a favor is to like the show and also to share it. Okay, so sharing it to your timeline, or if you want to share it to a special group that you're in, I'd appreciate it because that way we have people who would like to join us, and it's a nice reminder for them. And I'm doing the same thing on my phone, and I'm gonna share it to my timeline because my timeline I have as a public because of all the stuff that I do, and so there it is. I shared it. It's that simple. Great. All right. So here we go. Star Nation's Communications from Home. This show is really about, we decided to do something to test out Be Live. And Be Live TV is an app that's used on Facebook live stream, and we can actually have guests on with us, which is kind of unique in a way because Denise and I were trying to figure this out a long time ago. Over a couple of years, we've been trying to find a way to get kind of like on a TV kind of thing, right? And here we found it. And so I'm just looking in the chat room quick here. Hi, Connie. Connie's here with us, and she shared the show. Thank you, Connie. We appreciate that. And we also have Jan with us. Hi, Jan. Jan also shared it. Thank you. And we also have Kelly Spencer. Yay for Kelly. Thanks for sharing it, you guys. I appreciate it.
She has the best food shots ever.
Okay, here we go. This is, I'm going to bring them on now because they're chomping at the bit. I would like you to meet my creative team at Elm Publishing. They are our layout specialists. And so here we go. There they are. That's Nissa up on top. Hello, Nissa.
Hello.
And then Angie is below. Hi, Ange.
Hey.
And they're Angie Locatz and Nissa McCormack. And I've known Nissa literally her entire life, and probably even a little bit before then.
Maybe. Yeah.
And this is my niece, and Angie is my sister-in-law. This is Paul's older sister. And when they started their own business called Elm Publishing, I don't know if it was actually started yet. Angie was talking to me about something that she was going to be doing after her gig with her previous employer. And she says, when are you going to write that book? Because we need to publish that book for you. It's like, I don't even have a book started yet. And then not even a year later, Nissa writes us a little card I think it was a thank you card. And she said mentioned Elm Publishing. And it was like, ding, 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 ding. I'd been trying to work on this magazine by myself for almost a year. I think it was like 8 months or 9 months. And knew that I needed help. And so I tossed it out to these two ladies and said, what do you think? How would you like to come and help us with this? And we had a few meetings on Hangout, and here we are. Issue number 50 coming up in August. Woohoo! I know, issue 50. I mean, that
pretty cool.
I know, it's very, very cool. But the thing that Angie does for us through Elm is Angie has over 20 years experience with Adobe InDesign. And I tell you what, it's like her second language. When she speaks to us in InDesign. What?
She's fluent.
Exactly.
She's fluent.
Yes,
in design.
Fluent in InDesign. And so for those of you who are into graphics, you'll know what InDesign is. And I got a little bit of an echo going on here. But anyway, InDesign has been like a godsend for the magazine, because before I was using PowerPoint and it was okay. I'm not saying it was bad. It was okay. But adding Elm to the team gave us such a professional, polished look. And I think most of you guys would agree, those of you who get the magazine, that you would agree with me that it has a certain quality to it. Denise, I call her Dana, my Nami, she says that it's a volume. It's a collector's piece. It's a resource. And so many people, what they do is they do buy the print magazine so that they can keep it as a resource. Of course, those of us who are trying to downsize and not have so much stuff, we like to have things, like in the cloud or on a digital, so that we can pick it up anytime in our computers and our iPads, our tablets, our phones. So Ange, what she does for us is she actually takes all of the raw materials for the cover. We select the titles, and then I usually have at least one photo, sometimes two. I think there was once I even had three. Couldn't decide, everybody liked them, couldn't decide. And so we sent everything over to Elm, to Angie. And by the way, everything is in the cloud. We use Dropbox for almost all of our work together, because Angie is in Tacoma and Nissa is in Kansas and I'm in Wisconsin, And so
it's a global operation.
It's a global operation. It's a global operation. And so with the cover, the reason why I want to talk about the cover is because that is the front door, right, of the magazine. And so we have to really be conscious of the image that we select, because we want people to stop and say, hey, what's that? And Angie does that for us. She takes that image and she kind of moves it around sometimes, or she enhances it. And then she adds the titles that we have selected. And then it is up to the fonts, the font that she uses that's going to make things pop. And Angie, when you work on these covers, what do you look for in a cover design? I know that you've done this for a lot of years, so you must have certain things that kind of, jump out at you.
Well,
go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not the super designer, but I like to see an image off to the side so that there's room for text around it. I like a cover that has like one really strong element, and I try to skim through your various titles just to see what is the theme. And sometimes I look at the article, and if an article feels, really big and strong, I try to pick a big, strong type. If it's not, I try to pick a more feminine type. I don't know. It's just that.
Yeah.
From the picture, usually.
Well, yeah, the picture does drive the cover. In the beginning, it was the selection of the cover picture was a team process. And I'd have like 6 or 7 people looking at, I don't know, I would pick maybe, half a dozen possible pictures and have people rate them. Give me your number 1 and number 2 out of this selection, And it would take me a couple days, a few days to select that picture. Even Mom, the 98-year-old, got to vote. And and I would say probably in the last few months. Oh, I got an echo going on. The the photos have been selecting themselves. You know, I mean, I would go out to look for one, and then only one would actually kind of pop out and literally jump out at me. And I think, oh, okay, that must be the one. And I think there was a couple times I sent you two and said, you have carte blanche. Choose. Yeah. And so with that, how long does it take to design the cover? And then once you get all of the articles, because Angie, what she does is she puts together the PDF. The PDF that gets uploaded to our partners at Magcast, who does their magic to make it all digital. And also she does the PDF for MagCloud, which is our other partner that does the print magazine, but also the web and web viewer. So can you explain to us about the PDF, the length of time that it takes you to take all the raw materials and put them into the magazine? And is there a difference between the PDFs that you have to do for each of the platforms?
Yes. Sometimes the book goes together faster than others. It just depends. It's good when we have everything at the same time, because then we can just flow it all in there and make sure it's all there. But the PDF that I send you for the Magcast platform, it's strictly like unique pages. The PDFs that I make for MagCloud are print on demand. So I actually have to go into the InDesign file and save an alternate layout that is a book layout where you have left and right pages. And that's fun because it gives us more of a chance to create like spreads versus single pages. Like in the Magcast version, sometimes I'll try to have an image that actually goes across as people scroll the pages. So that sort of unifies the article. But in the MagCloud version, which is actual book pages, I can do that much more easily. And we can have backgrounds that fade and do fun things.
You can get a little bit more creative, I think, with the print because of the side-by-side pages. There's certain things that I noticed that you do with the pictures and the backgrounds too, that flow from one page to the other. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have like an image on the upper right-hand corner, whereas like if I'm doing your Magcast thing, I need to have that picture right away on the opening page. You know. Yeah.
But I don't make all the fancy to the pictures. Mostly that's Nissa's job. She's the one that, you know, enhances those and makes them work. Yeah.
I didn't know that. So Nissa, you tell us a little bit about.
I like to go in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I like to go in. You give us all the images, you know, that go with the articles and our outlines, and then I like to go in Photoshop actually and do some color correction, you know, shadows, the darkness, the brightness, the contrast. And because sometimes the images, you know, sometimes a cell phone shot, it's not the best image, we all know. So I go in Photoshop and I do a little adjustments there. And I also like to saturate because I like it when colors pop. So if you've ever noticed when sometimes the grass is very green on the other side, that's because I'm saturating like crazy. I like it.
Wow. Well, see, now listeners, that's something brand new. You guys are getting the behind the scenes, the backstory here, because we didn't know that. That is fantastic. Thank you, Nissa, for taking the time to do that.
Best I can look.
Yeah. Now listen. I've known Nissa all of her life, right? Now, I know this young lady, what she did with software when she was a kid, that you'd play around with software. So Photoshop is
Yes.
kind of like your old friend.
Yes. Sure.
You've known
It
each other
helps
for
when,
a long time.
yeah, it
Yeah.
helps when Dad's a photographer.
I was just going to say that. Say that again.
So
Yep.
Say
yeah,
that.
so Dad's a photographer. So Nissa's been playing Illustrator and Photoshop forever. Plus, I don't know how old she was when she was into Dreamweaver. Just a kid.
Oh my goodness. So the thing is that like I'm seeing several of the contributing writers are in the chat room. Kelly Spencer, and we have Carla Jo Worth, and Minnie is also here. Minnie Kansman is also here, and so
I feel like I know you guys.
no,
You're my man, Minnie. I have your book.
Spirit Garden.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I know you guys.
Yeah, I
from
know,
your
yeah.
article.
I forgot to do something here. I got to do this thing. I forgot to say who we are and what we're doing here. Star Nation's Communications from Home with guests, Elm Publishing. Here we go. I really like that because we get to do these kind of fun things. And Minnie is saying, yes, we are old friends. And hi, Mary. Mary is saying hello from Howard City, Michigan. Hi, Mary. Yeah, here we go. We'll put Mary up there.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so that is fantastic about the pictures because I know that most of the pictures that I get for people for their magazine, for their articles, so some people just submit their articles, right? And I go on the hunt. I go searching for a picture that would go nicely with their article. And 9 times out of 10, I'm getting it out of dreamstime.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm purchasing the picture. And so Nissa is coming behind and saying, let's pretty this picture up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. And then we also do have quite a few people who submit their article with either cell phone photos or old photos, things that they've scanned in. And so I'm glad I know this now, Nissa, because I thought, wow, that really worked out well.
I feel almost as if I'm restoring some of the older images that people send in, the black and whites, the sepia. I love those. And sometimes the contrast isn't as, vivid as you'd want. So I try to bump that up, and it also feels like I'm restoring history a bit. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Case in point would be Orchard Franklin's article this past month in July, the July issue. I think it was parents. It was German for parents, right?
The Eltern.
Yes. And she had submitted a photo of her parents on their wedding day that she had found. She didn't know she had it and had submitted it, a few days later and say, I don't know if you can use this. Could you please use this? Because I would really like to have it in the article. And I thought it turned out so well. I wish I had that picture that we could show everybody. Had I known that, I would have selected as one of the pictures we were going to. Here, let's see if we can do it this way. It's not going to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oops.
Other side.
Other side. Your other left.
That's it.
Your other left.
You got it. Yes.
Right where my hand is. All right. How's that?
Yeah.
That is. I think that turned out so well.
I know. I made that frame it's a script in InDesign. It takes a plain straight frame and it turns it into an old time cutout thing.
Yeah, like in the old time photo albums, they've had those little black corner thingies that you'd have to stick the photo in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and here's Minnie. She's saying, "Yes, we are old friends." And see, and Minnie, because she does the Mystic Traveler, right? Articles, and she literally went out and bought herself a decent camera to take her pictures, and you can tell the difference in the quality that's coming over. And so, Nissa, do you also enhance Minnie's photos when they come in?
Sorry, I couldn't hear all of that. But are you asking the mini Kansman photos?
Yes.
Do I enhance those?
Yes. Do you?
Yes. I do them all. I have a problem.
I have
I do. It's a Photoshop addiction. I'm seeing help. It's okay. But no, I do. Some of them don't need as much correction, and that's fine. A lot of times with the Mystic Travelers, she has so many beautiful floral images and greens, and I do like to pump up the colors and the saturations on those a little bit. But I mean, I think it turns out well in the end, especially because when you're looking at it on your tablet or your phone, that backlight on there anyway, it makes the images look really vibrant, and I think it just works well together.
True. Yeah. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I can, this is the first time using this, so hopefully it will go well. I just want to select, I wanted to select a photo that we did. Oh, how about this one? This is one that,
well, there's the back page.
Yeah. Some highlights.
Issue highlights. Hello, Yvette, where did you go? Come back. Please stay tuned, people. Please stay tuned.
Okay, here I am. All right, so
we lost you, Yvette.
Yeah,
we lost you.
Unfortunately, I thought you could still hear me. I want to be able to show the picture and have you talk about it. So I think, why don't we just talk about that back picture for July? So this is one of my favorite pages out of the magazine, only because we have this really cool quote and usually a very interesting astronomy picture with it, right? So Nissa, you would come in and do the tweaking of the picture, right? Can you hear me?
Sorry, you keep cutting in and out, so it's...
What
was the question?
The sound is... okay, I got this echo on my side.
Hello.
Carla Joe, the trials of live TV.
Yes, the trials.
Okay.
It just keeps cutting in and out the audio for me.
All right. Here, hang on. On the back picture. Oh. Do you see that?
Comment on back picture and quote. Yes, look at that back picture and quote.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of times the astronomy images, if I try to adjust them too much, it looks and fake. I mean, you mess with the universe. I mean, nature's already giving us amazing images of, space. So sometimes I don't try to mess with those a lot, but I do love that we put in the quote that you get to know what's going on next. Good. Keep you on pins and needles and wanting more.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Vanna White. All right. I want to also talk about the text version.
That's Nissa.
That's Nissa.
Me.
So that's you, Nissa. So how does designing for a mobile device like a smartphone differ, say, than for print?
Well, with a phone, you want everything to be readable. That's number one. Already you're looking at a tiny screen of your palm, say, unless you have one of those big iPhone 7s or, one of those things. But it's going to be smaller in general, so readable as possible. So with that Magcast platform that we do it in, it already comes with the basics. It's a really clean font. There's not any scripts, nothing that's going to really kind of trip you up. It's got white background, black text. And then from there, I just have to go in and basically reformat everyone's articles because it comes in no formatting at all. So that's the main thing, making sure there's enough space between paragraphs, no huge chunks of text that people aren't going to want to read because it's just completely, full. Adding some bullet points, headlines, that type of thing, just to increase the readability.
Good one. Because the smartphone version was the very first version that Magcast really wanted us to use. What's so funny?
Right. Nothing. Yeah.
Okay. Vanna again.
Keep going.
And the PDF version was a version that was the enhanced version. And so it took us a little bit longer to learn that one because there was more technical stuff to deal with. But Star Nations, we just took them both on at the same time.
Yeah. You were really a pioneer. You were doing it all by yourself for how long? I think there was, we came in on issue 12 or something. So
13.
Yeah, it had been a while.
All right. I have a cover here. Let's show this one. This one is the free issue back in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to show the cover. So hang on, and then we'll talk about that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was like an homage to one of your early covers.
Yeah, I liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
I thought that because it's a picture of a fine art drawing or painting, actually.
Yeah.
And so I thought that we were going to have problems with the reproduction of it on the cover. But it turned out fantastic. And it is one of our favorite covers.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are Denise's, her two medicine courses. And they were actually, I think, on our very first issue, if I remember right. It was our second issue. We did. Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at the time. I told you we're going to go over. There's one more I wanted to talk about. Hang on. I think it was one of the very first covers you guys did. I just got to get to it. Here it is. Hang on. I'm going to take myself.
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
So what about that cover did you love?
Oh, it was great. The image is so powerful, and she's just amazing. And all the text was it just worked perfectly because she's just staring at the text, and like, I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, it was one of those that built itself. It was really, really good. I mean, she's a strong female, and I don't know. I mean, she was graceful and strong, and the text I chose, I mean, it was like really big and really graceful. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was in 2014. That was like maybe, I don't know, September, October, something like that. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, it was. I remember when I found that one, because you don't see that many elderly Aztec dancer women.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, yeah, and then I didn't upload the August issue cover. I was going to my Facebook pictures, but I didn't want them hanging out there because it's for the public, and so I didn't do that quite yet. So if you have it available on your computer,
well, yes, but
we'll give you the solo look here. So
yeah, but I don't know how close you can get to that. I don't know. It's just on there. Yeah.
All right. Hang on. Let me do this. Nope, doesn't do it justice.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So let me think. Let me think how I can do this. As I go to Dropbox on my iPad. I wasn't going to upload it because, like I said, we're not quite ready for it to be published, and I just need to get to Elm, the August issue, and the PNG. Nope, I got to go to the cover. And let's see if I got this. All right. Okay. So here.
Oh, that looks very good.
Oh no, I got the light in there.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good looking cover.
Yeah, Nissa's doing her thing over here. She's got to come in and help produce shows one of these days. Yeah, that's going to be a really good cover. The August issue is going to be. The cover is fabulous. I can't wait for people to see it. Really, I can't, because we're right in the middle of the August issue. Angie is working on the PDFs. Nissa is working on the texts. And what are you doing over there, Niss?
I think she cut out. I'm not sure if she's still connected.
I'm going to bring her back in. There she is.
I'm back. Okay, I lost audio and I could not hear anything.
Oh.
That's what happened.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. So we have a couple of things here. Minnie saying, "Wow, Neshi, that was a long time figuring it out." Yeah, well, I learned a lot, that's for sure. Carla Jo is saying that it was a beautiful cover. Beautiful. Minnie, beautiful, feminine, nurturing. Yes, that is exactly what we were looking for. And the gold, because it's the 50th issue. And so, yeah, we went out there and looked at for one. And then Janice is saying, "Good to meet you, Niss and Angie." Thank you. You're welcome, Janice. Janice is, she has a subscription. She reads every month. She listens to all the shows. She comes to the classes. We love Jan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love Jan. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and with that, we're trying to keep the show to 30 minutes, and I just want to give the ladies a chance. If you'd like to have some parting words for our listeners from Elm. We'll start with Angie.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. It's a lot of fun.
Good. Nissa.
No, it's kind of fun. I love reading the articles. I mean, I probably spend more time reading the articles than actually doing anything. No, it's a lot of fun. I learn a lot from everything you guys are talking about. And it really does feel like it's kind of part of a big team, and I love that. So thanks.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I have one more picture here I want to show everybody before we sign off. And I'm going to bring...
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's us.
San Antonio, 2016.
Yeah. That's right, San Antonio, 2016. The first time we had been together like that in a really long time. And I had this grand idea that I wanted to get a picture of us with all of the versions of what we work on together, And I do want to say thank you to both of you, because you make working on the magazine fun, and we turn out some beautiful work. We really do. So thank you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. This has been great.
Good. All right. I just got a couple of things to do with the listeners before we sign off. That was fun, wasn't it? So you actually got to meet Angie and Nissa of Elm. I know a lot of you are wondering, who are these people? And because I talk about you guys all the time. And actually now you know who I'm referring to when I say that the elves are working on it. These are the elves. And they do have elvish magic. And this is saying they have pointed ears. And they do have elfish magic. They do, because there's times when I'm working on something, a picture, and I say, I can't get this to do something that I wanted to do. And I send it over and say, can you guys give it a whirl? And sure enough, Nissa will do whatever she does to pictures, and we have it. So they do have magic. I just want to talk a little bit about something else here, because both ladies are also involved in this. And that is, this is Missing Nana, authored by Minnie Kansman. This is one of the books that we just published this one with Star Nations Publishing in June. Although Elm and I were working on this, it was probably 3 or 4 months. You think?
Yeah.
Could be. But yeah, this is part of the collaboration that we do with Elm. They did the layout for the book. They probably enhanced the pictures. Because if I remember right, Minnie asked...
The images in this were incredible. Yeah. So no, I didn't do anything to those.
Although there was one that Minnie specifically asked for more saturation, and we did that for her. So, and then the other one is The Tarot Journey, Volume 1 by Julie Hedges. This is the first book that we published through Star Nations Publishing, and again, Elm layout, cover, back. God, I got to do something about my lighting. But they also help us with the magazine, and one of the things that we're going to be working on next is we're going to be doing a calendar, and they don't even know that part yet.
Like a real calendar? Like a wall calendar?
Like a real calendar. Like a real calendar. Yeah, we're going to take the back pictures and the quotes and turn them into calendars for 2018. So that's next on the docket. Anyway.
Nice.
And then in the same time, we'll be working on Orchard's book too. So
All right.
we got stuff to do. We got
Yay!
stuff to do. Yay! And so where do you get all this good stuff, right? Well, you can go, the books are ebooks and also print. And you can go to lulu.com. You can do, it's in the comments, lulu.com for the books. They're also available at Barnes and Noble and also at Amazon. There we go. That's for both books, both Minnie's book and Julie's book. Where do you get the books or the magazines? Now you can get the magazines in digital. You can do a PDF version. You can do the web viewer version, and also print on demand. And where you get the digital, we do Apple products. And so for iPhones, iPads, you can go to the Apple newsstand. I don't even think they call it that anymore, but that's what we started with, Apple newsstand. You can do Google Play Store for the digital. And for the print on demand, we are with MagCloud. MagCloud, I'm typing it in, .com, is where you'd get the print on-demand magazines, and you get the PDF from them, and also the web viewer. Okay, so however you like to read, we have you covered. You can get whatever version you want. Okay. All right. Well, that ends another edition of Star Nation's Communications from Home. It's been a fun evening. I love talking to these ladies, and I learned stuff I didn't even know. So I love it. All those good stuff. And so anyway, Star Nation's Communications from Home is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And next week, we have Jan Beaver on board. Jan Beaver is one of our featured writers. And so we're going to bring her on, and we'll find the backstory from her. She's been all over the world in this last year. So we only know what kind of story she's going to bring. So we'll see you next week on Star Nation's Communications from Home. We'll see you guys every Bama Bina, Potawatomi for until we see each other again. Good night, everybody. Good night, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good night.